Welcome to the Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul. Your dynamic host and founder, Sue Lundquist, will bring you her own intuitive talents and gifts for co-creating, healing, and teaching. Her show, The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul, is focused on bringing you to a higher place each week where you can leave the hustle of life at the door. So pull up a chair and join us for The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul.
Always right here when you need her, Benny.
Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, darling. How are ya?
Very well, thank you.
It's Pacific Northwest weather. It's actually,
Yep.
It's been beautiful. It's like spring. The birds are chirping. I feel a little bad for our water supply on the mountains, but you liking it?
It's early.
It's early. You really think so? I'm ready for spring.
I don't know enough about it, but I know we haven't seen too much snow down here in the lowlands. But
No. I'm kind of liking this weather. It's so beautiful. I love our view. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Welcome, guys. Sue Lundquist here with the Gratitude Cafe. You are tuning in for a new perspective, new thoughts, new ideas, a new you. It's a version 2.0. It's still you, but, I'm going to bring thought leaders, myself, my education, my wisdom, my walking the talk, and all my beautiful guests that are here to teach you again, new thoughts, new ideas, new perspectives. Today, we have a special guest. We are talking brain health. She's actually a brain health specialist and a hypnotherapist. That is Lisa Marini. We have had her on here before, but today we're talking more about hypnotherapy, what that all looks like, and it's going to be a really good, juicy show. But before we get started, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I want to remind you guys about my one-on-one coaching, the Craziness to Clarity that I do internationally. It's a foundational tool for your transformation. I have created basically a template for you to have explosive transformation. I know that sounds kind of sexy and fun, but truly, the Craziness to Clarity curriculum, what I do with the 16-day Craziness to Clarity Challenge and my one-on-one coaching, all of that encompasses and is here for you so you have a template so you can have transformation and evolution. It's super, super successful. People are getting a ton out of it. Of course, the one-on-one coaching and then the 16-day Craziness to Clarity Challenge that we're literally right in the middle of. It's super valuable. So if one-on-one coaching is not an option for you, please do the 16-day Craziness to Clarity Challenge. You will need to sign up for the newsletter to make sure that you are in the know. So go to SueLundquist.com/newsletter. I have some, in 2019, I'm doing some traveling and upping my events calendar. We are looking at, in Seattle, a couple events in Columbia City, Bainbridge Island. Actually, there's going to be one. We're working on Italy and Florence, Florida, Arizona, Portland, and Vancouver. So, again, go to SueLundquist.com/newsletter. And if you guys want me in your city or your country and you feel that I've got some juicy stuff, I know I do. I know that the people that I've worked with would agree. I would love it. Contact me at SueAndI'mThankful.com and let's see if we're a good fit and what looks good to you and good to me and all that good stuff. So before we get started, let me remind you of one of my superstars. That would be obviously Benny. So thank you. Very grateful for Benny. Josh Parkinson, he is behind the scenes a lot with Resonate brand. Resonate helps you build beautiful mobile-friendly websites. But more importantly, they help you build a web strategy that helps your business attract new customers, grow a following, and get higher in the search listings. And if you want to create an online course or membership that sells automatically without you lifting a finger, they can help you build and sell that too. So please contact Resonate Web Leadership for a free consult and see what options they have for you. Might as well just give them a call and see what options they have. Go to www.resonateWeb.agency and tell Josh that you heard about him at the Gratitude Cafe. All right, I did the SueLundquist.com stuff. Oh, really quick. Today on Facebook Live, not here on the radio, on Facebook Live at the Gratitude Cafe Facebook page, Nadine and I are doing a live readings and coaching at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to have live reading, get some information and education, please go to the Gratitude Cafe Facebook page for a live Facebook reading. Gratitude Cafe, I think you can just search Gratitude Cafe, but the actual handle, is that what you say? Is it handle, Benny?
I think so, for sure.
Sue Lundquist, the number 4 and the letter U. So Sue Lundquist, the number 4 and the letter U. Sue Lundquist for you. All right, we are going to jump in and get started. We have the wonderful Lisa Marini. She is a certified brain health coach, a certified integrative health coach, a neurosculpting facilitator, and a certified hypnotherapist through the American Board of Hypnotherapy, receiving her education from top accredited colleges of hypnotherapy. Miss Lisa, welcome back.
Oh, it's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. All right. Obviously, I mean, you've been on here before, but for those of you that don't know Lisa, she is a brain health coach. Obviously, you heard me give you the formal introduction, but Lisa, let's talk about your journey. And obviously, we're going to be talking about hypnotherapy today, but let's remind the audience about your beautiful self. Can you do that, please?
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I had quite the journey so far in my life. And as soon as I graduated college, I moved into the construction industry, believe it or not. And I spent 17 years there as a superintendent for a large multifamily general contractor, which you can imagine was extremely stressful.
Very.
Yeah, it was through my own memory loss, through my own migraine headaches that I started to do my own research. And I went to lots of doctors, and I tried to figure out what the heck was going wrong with me. Every single one said it was stress-related. And I thought, oh, my gosh, I'm way too tough to have stress affect me. And then I started to study the brain. And then I realized, holy cow, stress can really mess you up. And it did for me. So that's where my journey started. And I did all these different trainings and certifications. You read my big list there, really in my own path to my own healing. And that's why I do what I do now, because I know the impact and I know how it can drastically change people's lives. It changed mine.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, and I love the analogy of we teach what we most need to learn.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Even though we don't want to, though many times we're not wanting to go through that transition ourselves. But you know what? We have to walk the talk to be able to articulate and have with compassion, empathy, what everybody else is going through. So thank you for shining your light.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You betcha. Okay. We are jumping into hypnotherapy today. Can you please describe what hypnotherapy is and the benefits?
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's misconceptions too. I want to talk about that as well.
Oh, for sure. The media painted quite the picture of it.
Yeah.
So really, hypnotherapy, when you're in a hypnotic state, it's just a change of your consciousness. It's where, as a hypnotherapist, we guide an individual into this trance-like state. And then once they're there, we can give them new suggestions. So the first part of the session, when you come into a hypnotherapy session, we spend the first half of the session talking. I really want to make sure I understand what you're wanting to shift in your life, where you're hung up, what old belief patterns you might have. So we spend quite a bit of time in conversation. But then I take you, once we're going into the hypnotic state, I first start in an induction. And in that induction, we just change your brain frequency. It's very similar to how you change your brain frequency when you meditate. You're a huge meditator, so you know what that's like.
Yes.
So we move first into like an alpha state. And an alpha state is your brain starts slowing down. You're getting out of your thinking and analytical mind. You feel more peaceful, you feel more calm, you feel more grounded. A lot of times when you might go for a walk in nature or after yoga class or even after meditation, we are in this alpha state. And then, in this alpha state, our brain becomes more balanced. We're able to use left and right hemisphere together better. Then I move down into the theta state. And that's where we really begin hypnosis. We kind of toggle between the alpha and theta, but more often we're in theta. And this is the point where, our verbal mind, our thinking mind, the analyzer, the reasoner, the part that's all logic and figuring things out, that pretty much quiets down. Okay, and so we move into that into a deeper state of awareness. Sometimes people feel like they're drowsy, but people's intuition really becomes more amplified. And this is where we really do a lot of our great work. And this is where we move more into visualization. This theta state is totally normal. So, like, I don't want you to think that I'm doing something really strange to you or to anybody. This theta state, we're in it all the time.
Yes.
If you go to a movie and you're really just enveloped in the movie, you're not thinking about, I don't know, where the characters got their outfits or where the cameraman's standing or anything like that. You're just really totally involved in the movie and you're feeling the same emotions and you're part of it. That's the theta brain state.
Okay.
We go into this state all the time right before we fall asleep at night. Sometimes that's when we have our best ideas, right before you fall asleep, and maybe you've been noodling on a problem that you've had for weeks, and you couldn't figure out a solution to it. You're having a really difficult time for weeks on end because you're trying to figure it out so much. Maybe right before you fall asleep, it's like, ding, this light bulb goes off, and there's this moment of clarity, and the problem is instantly solved, and you kind of hit your head like, oh, I should have had a V8. That motion. That can happen in a theta state. So that's what it's like to be in hypnosis. Then when we go into that theta state, that's where we can start to change these programmed associations that we've had most of our lives. These are our beliefs. These are our patterns. These are things that we've carried with us, but we're not aware of because they're in our subconscious.
That subconscious. Remind the audience how big that bad boy is.
Yeah, it's 88% of our mind.
That's crazy.
Like the majority of it.
Wow. So all the old programming, all the subconscious beliefs and all the, the stuff that you surround, the stuff being literally the news or the violence or the good stuff, whatever it is that you're surrounding yourself with, and the old programming, that's part of your subconscious. That's crazy amount.
Yeah. So what a subconscious association looks like. I'm going to just paint a picture so it's clearer for people. So let's say, because I can relate to this, I'm an emotional eater, and I think a lot of people can probably relate to that too. You have a really crummy day at work, you come home and chocolate cake is like your best friend, or like you have some sort of reason that you turn to food and you just can't seem to break that pattern. Well, it may be something that's programmed in your subconscious mind that you're not even aware of. So perhaps you were driving or riding your bicycle as a kid and you fell off and you skinned your knee and you're crying, and your mommy brings you in and doctors you up and gives you a kiss and gives you a cookie and says, oh, baby, everything's going to be okay. Here's a cookie to make you feel better. Boom. You have a subconscious association now that sugar or cookie is going to alleviate pain. Now, our brain can't really decipher between physical pain and emotional pain. So here we are, our whole lives now, our subconscious mind believes sugar's the cure, right?
Yes.
As adults, our boyfriend breaks up with us and we go to a pint of ice cream or a gallon or something like that.
Yes. Let's hope, yeah. Some might be alcohol, some might be sex addiction, there's a whole gamut of it, right? I mean, there's all kinds of things that your subconscious does. Yeah. I love that you can create the association.
So many things. And that's why hypnotherapy is so unique, is because you might have tried to change your mind a million times. You sat down and said, I'm never going to eat sugar again. We did it as our New Year's resolution. We sit down and we have this great plan to cut out sugar. And we do it through willpower, and we do it through reasoning, and we have this great way of analyzing of how we're going to not do it. We have a plan, but that's all in our conscious mind. So in hypnotherapy, we have to change that in the subconscious mind because we can't address it in the conscious mind. We can't willpower our way through it. So we have to make that change, that association.
I love that. So if somebody's like, I think you used the language hung up on, and you know what, I'm going to be total vulnerable here, and we can just walk through it and use me as an example if you're good with that.
Absolutely.
So all my life, I have always struggled with not being enough. You know, this whole cloud of adoption and abandonment and striving to fit in and not being enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my drive for everything that I do comes up. And some of that drive isn't so healthy because, right? Because you're looking for external things or beings to supply you with that feeling of you being enough or satisfying that need to be loved. And I use that as an example because I really think there's so many people out there that really have the same is it inclination or same kind of old patterns, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Do you have a comment with that, love?
Yeah, of course. And I think, hypnotherapy that's a perfect, opportunity to shift some of that. So we're going to have to set up time with you, Sue, to
let's do it.
The subconscious pattern.
Yes, but I want to come see you. I want to be right there with you.
Girl, you're going to be in Colorado because we're going to get you to do your coaching here. And,
yes.
Here. We need you in Colorado.
Yes, I want to be in Colorado. Yes. Yeah, so let's do that. Yes, I'll come to Colorado, and yes, I want to do some hypnotherapy with you because I agree with you. There's so much, and you know me, that I do so much between 3D and 5D work, but there is a point where you truly feel that you've done all that you can do, and there's just that little hiccup, that little hang up. And I say little, but it's pretty profound in the subconscious. It's pretty massive. And that's where your magic comes in hypnotherapy. Now, I want to talk about the negative connotation. If people are like, oh, heck no, I'm not going to do hypnotherapy. You guys, seriously, you need to get over yourself. And I say that with love. 2, it is totally safe. But come on, do your due diligence, do your homework, get a very reputable hypnotherapist, somebody that you feel comfortable with. And I say this with coaching, if I'm not the right match, let's find somebody that is. And I believe that Lisa's got the same mindset as well. And if hypnotherapy is the option for you, which I highly recommend, I personally advocate for Lisa and trust that she is going to take good care of you. Do you want to talk about that kind of trusting issue with people a little bit?
Absolutely. I love the picture that the media has painted. I see it all the time. There was recently a Geico commercial. My brother called me and he's like, oh my gosh, this guy's hypnotizing everybody, right? And it just made me laugh because people have this idea that mind control is involved. They have an idea that you're going to be doing things completely against your will. They have an idea that you're going to be out of consciousness, like you're going to be a zombie, or you're not going to have any kind of awareness in the session, or completely loss of control, that I'm going to be doing things to your body and mind. And, I understand how people have come to that conclusion, and it's absolutely untrue. In the hypnotic state, you are very hyper aware. And essentially, I'm taking away, or any hypnotherapist is taking away, all of the distractions, all of the chatter, all of the stuff that might be going on in your mind that will keep you out of a hyper-aware state. So
okay, Lisa, I'm going to stop you right there because that was super, super, super power tip right there, because I don't think people realize that you are in a hyper-awareness state. You're relaxed, and when I say that, because I think it was really important that people understand the language that you just used and said, I take away all, or us as hypnotherapists are trained to take away all that busyness that's going on in your mind. That negative self-talk, all that busy stuff that's going on. Do you guys hear what she's saying? I wanted to make that very clear because that was super powerful and very important. So when you're in that state, you're aware, but what they're doing and how they're professionally trained, Lisa's professionally trained, is to take away all that busyness that gets you all clouded and unclear and foggy brain, all that stuff. And then that's when the magic starts to happen. Okay, back to you, Lisa.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure everybody heard that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, because, that's really what you're doing. You're not in the chair thinking about how many emails you have to reply to and what Bob said to you yesterday at the office. And you're really there. And that's where you can make big changes. And that's what opens the subconscious mind. And so I would say that, it's kind of funny thinking that, hypnotherapists have this magic mind control power, because honestly, if we did, I would have a million people cleaning my house. I would be chauffeured around. People would be handing me fistfuls of money. Hypnotherapists would rule the world.
Well, I think it's that connotation of the old stage presence, the magicians that would hypnotize the whole panel of 8 and make them do embarrassing things. And so that is what they see. That is what they think. Oh, my God, they're going to make me do embarrassing things and make me look like a fool. No, absolutely not. This is this is highly professional. This is highly delicate work, and this is taken very seriously. That we're talking black and white, apples to oranges here, guys. I mean, completely different. Very safe, trusting environment with Lisa in hypnotherapy. Go ahead. I just wanted to make that very clear.
Yeah, no, that's great. And that's not saying that those people aren't hypnotized, because they are, but you also have to realize they're very willing to be on stage and have the therapist have them bark like a dog. They bought into that, and they said, yes, I will do whatever you tell me. So they're still doing it, because they've chosen to.
Yes, you have free will.
You have free will, absolutely. And I've had plenty of clients coming after sessions. Oh, I could have gotten up and walked out in the middle. I said, of course you could.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, okay. So before we take a break, we kind of dived a little bit on what it can be used for, but we're talking subconscious old patterns. I mean, if you're a nail biter, talk to me about some kind of things that you've helped people overcome.
Oh, absolutely. And how long till we take a break? Because that's a big list.
5 minutes.
Oh, great. Yeah. So just cut me off whenever. And we can follow back up on this question. Weight loss I would say, is my number one reason that people come in. Again, we look at that association to sugar. People want to quit sugar. They want to have more motivation to going to the gym or to exercising. They might hate exercise. It might be such a chore. And that's just old programming. So weight loss is a huge one. Smoking cessation is also a huge one.
What?
Smoking.
Oh, smoking. Okay.
Smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, or nicotine, chewing tobacco or anything like that. So really the reason that people come in. Stress reduction. So when we go into hypnotic states, obviously we're in a very relaxed state. And we're sort of programming your mind and body to be able to receive that deep state of relaxation at other points in your life. So maybe before you go into a big meeting and you're usually really anxious or really nervous, you can go, we can program in there, take a deep breath, and then this is what the state feels like. And your body can move into more of a parasympathetic state, not stressed out.
So I love this because I'm going into the dentist tomorrow. We all have that, just like, yes.
Fears and phobias are a huge thing to work on in hypnotherapy. I have a client that has a hard time getting on the highway, merging onto the highway, and it's, just layers and layers of belief and made up stories like, somebody's going to crash into me, and, how our mind does.
Yes.
Makes up a bunch of stuff, and we can disappear that.
Wow. So we're talking, go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, self-confidence.
Yes, and self-confidence or self-worth, kind of the stuff you were talking about. We can definitely work on that. Body image, there's a lot of that with both men and women.
How do you do that with self-confidence and confidence and worth? Like, worth is way different than confidence. Yeah. Being enough. That fascinates me. How do you go in there and help people and remind them that they are worthy? I love that. That's so juicy.
Yeah. Well, it's a mindset shift, because at some point it was a learned behavior that you aren't worthy. It's learned. You were not born that way. We don't, at 4 years old, we're not running around thinking we aren't worthy. Somewhere in our lives, something happened that had us believe that we weren't worthy. So we don't have to go and pinpoint what that exactly was, but we go into the subconscious and we shift that mindset into, I am worthy.
Sign me up. I'm ready.
Yay!
Yay! Sign me up. Sign me up. Oh, I love it. Okay, guys, so let's answer some questions here. I mean, we're going to take a quick break in a minute, but let's look at this. Are you struggling? Do you have that squeaky wheel of weight loss? What about sugar association, sugar addiction? That can also be with alcohol too. Are you hung up on exercise, but really think that you should be doing it? I really think that you should. Any kind of exercise and getting that blood moving is fantastic. What about smoking? What about stress reduction? We were talking about the states. You know, you got alpha and theta, and with the help of a professional hypnotherapist like Lisa, she can help you get into that state where you are just relaxed and all that monkey mind chatter is put to rest. And then she goes in and helps you change those old patterns of fears or phobias, self-confidence, self-worth. And she goes in and she helps you change those mindset shifts because they're all learned behaviors, right? So ask yourself, what about weight loss? What about exercise? What about smoking, sugar addiction, stress reduction? Do you chew your fingernails? I mean, all kinds of things that Lisa Marini can help you with. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the use of hypnotherapy over other therapy or counseling and or other modalities and what it's not good for. And we're going to go into what sessions look like, how many we should have, all of that good, juicy stuff. Sue Lundquist here with the Gratitude Cafe. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Walk this road alone, dear, and I used to think it made me free. But if letting love stay makes a man a slave, come on, darling, won't you hypnotize me? Come on, darling, won't you hypnotize me?
Hey guys, Sue Lundquist here, the Bridge Coach, where spirituality meets practicality. That means it is my unique ability to bridge together the practical 3D with the spiritual 5D to create an explosive personal transformation. That can show up in confidence, purpose, speaking your truth, trusting in what you say and how you're showing up in this world. If all of this sounds good to you, go to SueLundquist.com for your free 15-minute phone conversation. Let's see if we're a good match. Go to SueLundquist.com and make an appointment.
Social Security is with you through life's journey from birth to retirement. As your life changes year to year, so do your needs. For over 80 years, Social Security has helped to meet your needs and is committed to improving access to the services that make a difference in your life. Today, you can verify your earnings, estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, manage your benefits, and even change your address, all from the comfort of your home. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Hi, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a moment and let you know about a nonprofit organization called Give to Give. The Give to Give Foundation was created by a group of people who have studied my work or have participated in my workshops around the world. And by applying the principles of mind over matter and the mind-body connection, they've created outstanding changes in their lives or in their health, and they wanted to give back. The organization is dedicated to providing the proper resources to those people in need to gain the opportunity to learn exactly how to change their body or their lives. If you want to learn more about the Give to Give Foundation, or you know someone that needs help, or you simply want to make a donation, visit givetogive.com. Those who give don't always know how to love. Those who love always know how to give. Thank you.
Following the herd is fine until they lead you off a cliff. Think for yourself. Alternative Talk, 1150 a.m.
All righty, we're back. Sue Lundquist here with the Gratitude Cafe. Thank you for tuning in, all of my international peep, 1150kknw.com. Of course, go to SueLundquist /newsletter. Stay in the know in the now. Get new perspective, new thoughts, new ideas, all these beautiful thought leaders coming to the forefront. Myself coaching and doing readings with the fabulous Nadine and many other people on the Gratitude Cafe. So thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are joined with Lisa Marini. Lisa Marini is a brain health specialist. She's a certified brain health coach, certified integrative health coach, neurosculpting facilitator, and certified hypnotherapist through the American Board of Hypnotherapy, receiving her education from top accredited colleges of hypnotherapy. The top of the hour, we have been talking about what exactly is hypnotherapy, how it works, common misconceptions of hypnotherapy, because we all have these funny connotations, whether society has brought it up or whatever. And we covered a lot. And we talked about, before the break, what hypnotherapy is good for. And we're going to tap back into that. And then we're going to talk about hypnotherapy in addition to other therapies and counseling or other modalities and what it's not good for. We're also going to look at sessions, how long, how many, all that. So let's bring Lisa back on. And Lisa, let's jump into some more goodies of what it's good for.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, you mentioned nail biting, and I love that because hypnotherapy is great for breaking habits, any kind of habit that you have. Maybe it's binge watching TV. Maybe it's nagging your spouse. Maybe it's leaving your clothes on the floor. So really, it can help break those patterns that we feel are just habits, right? Because that's essentially what we're doing. So that's a great thing that it can be used for. How about times that you're stuck? I'm sure that everybody has been stuck in their life. I was in my construction career for 17 years, and it took me 12 years to get out of it. And that's because I was so afraid. And so fear can be programmed, right? It's something in there. We have an association. Had I had hypnotherapy back then, it wouldn't have taken me 12 years to move out of that career. So things that you're stuck, big things that are changing in your life, really great for that. Loss, grief, any sort of relationship ending or loss of a loved one.
You know what? Can we talk about that for a minute? Because, and this, I have found this with coaching too, and I found it in my own habits and behaviors. You have to make the choice that you are going to release the habit. Because somewhere, somehow, you are getting a reward. If it's a loss, you're able to talk about it to a lot of people, and they feel sorry for you, or they have empathy for you. You're getting something, some kind of a reward, a charge from that. Yeah. And I would like to just address that for just a second and just sprinkle a little love on those people and just say, you know what? You have the power, you have the will, and now you have the tools right here with Lisa to be able to step through that. And she will talk you through that transformation, talk you through that fear, because I know letting go of a habit, letting go of something that you've held on for so long can be so scary. But that's perfect for what Lisa's doing right now, right?
Yes, absolutely. It is very hard, and we need help.
Yep.
We all need help.
Yes. I need help.
We all do.
We all do.
The other really great thing hypnotherapy works for is setting goals. And I know, like I mentioned before, that it's the new year and everybody's doing these New Year's resolutions. And we often set goals in our conscious mind. We're really great at it. We're really great at having a plan and then having a contingency plan and having it listed out and marking it in our calendars. And we usually attempt getting goals through sheer willpower and pushing our way through it. But what a lot of people don't understand is your conscious mind sets the goals, but the subconscious mind gets the goals. It's the goal getter. So if we don't speak the proper language to our subconscious mind, it's never going to understand. And what I would say is the subconscious mind works a lot more in visuals, and it's a lot more abstract. So a funny example would be if you tell your 4-year-old to go upstairs and alphabetize all of their books and put them in order from the date that they were published and by alphabetized by the author's last name. that's kind of how we approach goal setting in the conscious mind, right? It's very analytical. But that 4-year-old has no clue what you're talking about. So in hypnotherapy, we can talk to that part of the brain that would be the equivalent of telling that 4-year-old, hey, put your red books together, your blue books together, and your yellow books together. And so it understands what your goal actually is.
Okay, I love this because if somebody's coming, so I'm going to use me as an example. So when I come to you, would you suggest, because that was my creativity just got all fired up and juicy of things that, yeah, I want to overcome. And yes, I want to get my subconscious moving and going and having the proper language. That's where you come in. So for the perfect client, if I'm doing my homework correctly, can I come or show up to you and say, okay, here's my goals, here's my subconscious icky programming that I want to get rid of, and I've listed them all out. So not only am I being clear and have the awareness, I'm also sharing the information with you?
Absolutely. And I oftentimes have people that just really don't know what they want. And that's where we spend a lot of time at the beginning of a session to really boil it down, to figure out what it is that you want. Because sometimes people are really dead set on losing 20 pounds, but what they don't realize is they're really wanting more self-confidence. So we work through that together. That's why I'm trained the way I am, is to help you discover what it is that you really want.
Oh, I love it. Juicy stuff, you guys. All right, go to lmarini.com. That is her website, Lisa Marini, Marini, MARINI.com. What about hypnotherapy with other therapy or counseling or other kind of modalities?
Yes, I would never tell a client to replace therapy or counseling and say just do hypnotherapy. I think it's a great addition to any type of therapy or counseling or talk therapy that's out there. Sometimes hypnotherapy can be a complete standalone, and those would be examples of everything that we just talked about, breaking habits, specifically things like sugar, nicotine, whatever, because going to a counselor to stop sugar, right, they would really help amp you up and get your goals on track and get you excited about quitting sugar and from the conscious mind approach it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're not addressing the root problem, then it might not get you anywhere, right?
And that root problem is in your subconscious where you go.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And somebody who wants to quit smoking and they've tried 20 times, it's not that the 20th time they want it more than they wanted it the first time. It's that there's something underlying. There's a programming in there that has them stay smoking, something in their subconscious. So, talk therapy might not be the best option for those types of things. But let's say somebody had a loss, right? There's a lot of things that a therapist can do for that person that I can't as a hypnotherapist. There's some cognitive behavioral therapy. There's tools. There's lots of things that are extremely helpful to work through with a therapist or counselor or psychiatrist. But then hypnotherapy can be a great addition to that to work on some of those old programming or beliefs.
So, Lisa, I just had a really good live question. Really good. One of our listeners wants to know the difference between hypnotherapy and guided meditation.
Yes, that's a great question. So guided meditation isn't very specialized for each person. It's not something that is specific for you. So a guided meditation is really great. You get to self-create, but the hypnotherapist is going to be doing a lot of things that a guided meditation doesn't. Number one, we really make sure that we understand the language of your subconscious mind. What I mean by that, some people are more left-brained, some people are more right-brained, some people need to have more direct suggestions, some need to have inferred suggestions. So we really have to get to know our clients very well and speak specifically to their mind. And then we give suggestions to change old patterns. So in guided meditation, you might know what your patterns are, but you might not. So it's just a much more direct approach, and you have someone co-facilitating it with you.
I love that. What a great question. Thank you, listeners.
That's a great question. I'm so glad that was asked.
Yes, thank you. And we covered modalities. Are you good with that, or do you want to keep going with that one?
Yeah, unless there's other questions. Essentially what I do when somebody's seeing a therapist or psychiatrist, I help turn the volume down on the pain, especially for a loss, something like that. It's so overwhelming. And when somebody's in that cycle, we're in a fight and flight response. We're in a stress response. And it's very hard to work through it because we're in danger. We feel like we're in danger, and we're constantly, our body physiologically is changing, our brain has changed. And so it's very hard to process some of those emotional traumas or things like that. So I assist in essentially turning the volume down on that pain so that they can work through the process.
Wow. I'm just sitting here going, and this isn't a pity me. It's just, I'm looking at this going, holy macaroni, because there's so many, and there's so many other people out there that's trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma, post-traumatic stress. And I use that as an adjective to describe. I'm not a big label person, but we need to have those things so we understand how to prognosis, if that's the language. But to be able to go into somebody's subconscious and help them relieve that fear, that fight or flight mechanism. I know that there's moms out there with after babies, and then there's, I can speak from my own self, trauma after trauma, and then things just keep piling up. So it's really fascinating to me to think that there's even more tools right here with you, Lisa, to be able to go into the subconscious and release all that. And oh my God, I can't even imagine who I would be with all of that released.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's liberating.
Liberating. That's my word.
I hear from clients is, wow, like the weight has lifted.
The weight has lifted. That's my word for the year is liberated. Liberation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay! So bring it, sister.
I love it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, you've got me. I'm hooked. Okay. What is it not good for? What is hypnotherapy not good for?
Well, recalling memories. Memories are subjective. They're not always truth. If there was a big car accident on the corner, everybody's recollection of that incident is going to be different, the eyewitness account. That's why it's difficult. They have to get several eyewitness accounts because the person driving is going to have a different recollection.
Yes.
The person that almost got hit is going to have a different recollection. The guy at the top floor of the 14th building is going to have a different recollection of what happened. So memories are subjective. And just because I think it's a certain way doesn't actually make it the truth, right? We don't have a hidden hard drive in our brain that would be like the security camera that caught the accident. We don't have that. We have a bias. It's just a natural thing that we have. So you can't go back and actually get true factual memories. They're all interpretations of what we experience. And then, let's say it's something that happened when you're 3 years old. Then you get 45 years of layering, of reliving that, of gnawing on it.
Yes, that's what I was just talking about. Yes.
Yes. So it's not good for that. And that's why hypnotherapy isn't brought into the court. Like, you can't go back and say, who's the murderer? They can't bring it into a trial, if you will.
Ah, gotcha.
The other thing that I would say is regression hypnotherapy. That is a very careful thing for anybody. So if anybody's finding a hypnotherapist, and the first thing they want to do is regression, which means, hey, Sue, I'm going to take you back to 9 years old when the incident happened.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
About that, because a hypnotherapist can re-traumatize.
Yeah.
And so if that's the first approach, I would suggest maybe finding someone else, because that's not a place that I dabble in at all. I don't want to re-traumatize anybody. I really want to be a solution-based therapist. I really want to find an answer.
Let's move forward. I don't think anybody wants to revisit that, but there are causes for that. So I want to honor that in everybody.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's what I wouldn't use it for.
Okay, so solution-based is you,
Yes,
Lisa Marini. Okay.
absolutely.
Sessions. Let's talk about how many sessions do I need? Is it in person? Is it over the phone? Is it virtual? Can we have that conversation?
Absolutely. So this amount of sessions really depends on a couple of things. What you're working on and how suggestible you are. So there are some clients, like maybe 20, 25% of my clients that are very highly suggestible. And in one session, they're like, yep, I'm done. It's handled. And It's awesome. There are some clients that hypnotherapy just isn't a right fit. I don't want to say this is for everyone. Some people might not like it. So there's that maybe 10, 20% of people. I would say the majority of people fall somewhere in the middle. And I like to do packages of 3 sessions because I feel like we can address the main issue and some of the issues that might be underlying or on the periphery of that issue. So, it really depends on the person. It depends on the hypnotherapist. And that's something that any person should consult with their hypnotherapist and decide, kind of an idea of how long it would take.
Okay.
And then, yes.
It's all personal is what you're saying, basically, right?
It's very personal.
Okay.
No different than, if I were to go to a physical therapist or a personal trainer. How many sessions is it going to take me to change? Well, it depends.
It's all individual, right? Yeah.
Yes, completely.
Yes. But you are solution-based. You're not enabling. You are completely solution-based. Wonderful.
Absolutely. And I do sessions in person, and I do sessions remotely. So remote sessions, you would definitely have to have a camera because I want to be able to see your body, your breathing. There's lots of movements that I look for during the session so I can make sure you're in that theta state or alpha state. But we can do that over Zoom. I love technology.
Wow.
If people want in person, there's one of my colleagues, his name is Rob Perrin. He's on the east side in the Seattle area. That's the area he services. He's at hypnotech.com, hypnotechs.com. He is phenomenal. So if anybody's wanting an in-person session on the east side, that's who to go to.
Okay. And it was Rob
Perrin, Perin.
Okay. Got you. Otherwise, go to lmarini.com, Lisa Marini.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I love to do remote sessions. I've had clients from all over the world. Very successful.
All right. So, yes, we can do hypnotherapy in person or remotely. Lisa Marini herself, completely solution-based. Everything, and including your memories, it's all subjective, right? You have free will. You have the choice. I want to remind everybody at the top of the hour, we talked about the induction process and what Lisa or how Lisa hypnotherapy works. It takes you into the alpha state, slowing things down, being more balanced, then into theta. That's where a lot of the great work happens. Like totally, I think you use the analogy of like when you go to a movie and you get so involved with it, you feel and you're part of the movie. That's kind of, but you're totally aware of your surroundings. That's where that theta is. And being able to, Lisa Marini and her superpower, being able to go into your subconscious and helping you to release those old subconscious patterns, things that you didn't even realize that you had. So if you've got a sugar addiction or a hang up of some sort, things that you just keep spinning out and you're doing everything that you possibly can to get those fixed, Lisa Marini is going to be that person to help you do that. And if you are doing a search for hypnotherapy, please do your due diligence. Interview them. Don't just jump into this because this is delicate, beautiful work. I will personally recommend Lisa, and please give her a call. You can go to lmarini.com and look up the information there. Again, she does remote. You can do it over Zoom or, of course, in person. I'm personally I'm gonna do both, but I want to come see you as well. That's just me wanting to be selfish and come to Colorado. We talked about sessions, how many we need. That's all subjective to you, and it's all a personal It is very personal, is what I'm trying to say. How much does cost? How do you choose a hypnotherapist?
Yeah, definitely don't just choose somebody that's the cheapest. Look
Oh
at
my
their
God, no.
credentials. Exactly what you're saying. And sometimes there's package deals. I offer a package deal, which is really beneficial for people, and it lowers the rate. But definitely check where they went to school. There's lots of schools out there that will say we give certification, and it's a weekend-long course. I'm pretty sure I don't want to go to a personal trainer that took a weekend course or a therapist that took a weekend course.
No.
So look at their school.
Okay.
Find out if they're certified through a third-party, certification board, American Board of Hypnotherapy or the union, because some schools claim that you're certified, but they do their own certification. And then talk to the hypnotherapist. See what they know. Find out. You really want to make sure they give you a free consultation, which I'm doing with everybody today. It's a 30-minute free consultation.
What? Wow.
Yeah, time with me. I'd
Yay!
love to know people, find out how I can best support. It's my mission on this planet to be in service, and I really want to give that away. And if it's not a fit, I'll tell you or refer you out. But let's find out if it's something that will help give you that liberation that you're talking about.
That's my word. That is my, yeah. Oh, it's going into my system. It's processing and integrating for liberation in 2019, sisters and brothers. Did you guys hear that? She's giving Lisa Marini's giving a free 30-minute consult. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, they can book that consult on elmarini.com, and at the top there's a place that says book an appointment, or it might say schedule.
Okay.
Go there, and there's a spot through Calendly to book a 30-minute, and we'll just do that via phone.
Wonderful. LMARINI.com. That's the website. lmarini.com. Lisa Marini is the name. Go to the website. It's either book or schedule. 30 minutes for free. Get a consult, you guys. This is where you interview and you get to know one another. If you feel safe, you feel comfortable, you feel that this is a good match. Lisa's not going to take it personally. She wants you. That's her service. That is her love. That's her gift. If it's not the right fit, she will get you to somebody that is. And that right there is a marker of a true, lovely professional, in my opinion. And that's how I operate too. It's all in integrity. Has nothing to do with getting the numbers. Nothing to do. It's about being of service and really helping you to transform and cross that bridge. So thank you for that, Lisa.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Well, we've got about, 5 to 7 more minutes. Is there something that you want or 3 minutes? I'm sorry. Benny's like, no, what are you talking about? No, we got 3 minutes.
Where did that number come from?
I don't know.
Doubled it up.
I doubled it up. We got 3 minutes. What would you like to end with, love?
Oh, I would just say there's lots of other services that I offer. I know I was on the show before. I'm a brain health coach. I teach lots of classes. I think for me, if I were a mechanic, I wouldn't just specialize in the engine. People need work done on their brakes. They need work done in different areas. So, hypnotherapy is a huge part of my practice, but there's lots of other things that I do too, including coaching and teaching classes. Neurosculpting is a great modality as well. So definitely check out the website. If hypnotherapy isn't your bag, that's totally fine. There's lots of other really cool things that we can work on together.
Oh, that course that I took. What was that called again?
Brain Basics. Did you love that?
I loved it, you guys. Yay. Okay, hands down, you got to do the Brain Basics class. It is awesome. Seriously, you guys, go to elmarini.com. And this is just me being very excited because you have the tools, because I'm so, I'm so practical in that sense, and I love it because you actually walk us through real life practical tools in it. So please, you guys, this is your call to action. Go to elmarini.com. If hypnotherapy ain't it, but go to her classes, talk to her, see what things she has available for you. That's your call to action. Do it. If you've got a little stick in there, your intuition is saying you got to reach out. Honor your intuition, honor that, and please do. Go to Lisa, it's El Marini, LMARINI.com, and see what options she's got for you. All right, guys, remember, go to SueLundquist.com/newsletter. I've got lots of events coming up. I will see you at 10 o'clock today on Facebook for Facebook Live with myself and Nadine. Next week, we've got a special guest. Go to SueLundquist.com and get all the information that you need. Until next time, each of you are a gift. Get out there and share yourself with the world.
If you like the show, help more people find us by adding your review of the show on iTunes. The more reviews we get, the more people we can reach with this inspiring message on the Gratitude Cafe. Simply search for Gratitude Cafe in iTunes, hit subscribe, and add your honest review. It would help us immensely, and we'll be forever grateful. It's one of the best ways you can give back to the show with your review. Thanks for tuning in to the Gratitude Cafe. Don't forget, every week is a new show, and you could submit your questions at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. The show goes live at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Seattle on Seattle's Alternative Talk AM 1150. You can also call in to the show at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. Find the live streaming link at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. We'll see you next week.